If your orchid has been sitting there with no roots, no spikes, and no sign of life, don't give up on it yet. There's a simple kitchen ingredient sitting in your pantry right now that gardeners have used for years to wake up a stubborn orchid. It's cheap, it's natural, and you probably already have it at home. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it, how much to use, and the one mistake that can undo everything. A lot of orchid owners run into the same problem. The plant looks tired, the roots stop growing, the flower spikes dry up, and nothing new appears for months. It's frustrating, especially when you've been watering it and giving it light like you're supposed to. Today, we're talking about garlic, not as a joke and not as a miracle cure, but as a natural ingredient that contains sulfur compounds with mild antibacterial and antifungal properties. Used the right way, in the right dilution, it can support a stressed orchid's environment while it recovers. I'll walk you through exactly how to prepare it, how to apply it, and what results you can realistically expect. Orchids are tough plants, but they're picky about a few things: airflow around the roots, the right amount of moisture, and protection from fungal or bacterial issues that build up in the potting medium over time. When any of those get out of balance, you'll see it. Roots turn brown and mushy, or they just stop growing altogether. Leaves look dull, no new flower spikes show up even in the right season. Most people respond by watering more, which usually makes things worse. What the orchid actually needs is a cleaner root environment and a small nutritional nudge to get growth started again. That's where a diluted garlic solution comes in, not as fertilizer, but as a supportive rinse that can help clean the root zone and reduce the fungal load that's holding the plant back. What you need: 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic, 1 liter, about 4 cups of room temperature water, a small pot or bowl for soaking, a spray bottle, optional for leaf misting, a clean pair of scissors or pruning shears, your orchid, ideally out of its pot so you can inspect the roots. Step 1. Start by taking your orchid out of its pot. Gently loosen the potting medium and rinse the roots under lukewarm water so you can see them clearly. Look for roots that are brown, hollow, or mushy. These are dead and won't recover. Using clean scissors, trim away only the damaged sections, leaving the firm, silvery green or white roots intact. This step matters more than people realize, because applying any treatment over dead root tissue won't help. The plant needs healthy tissue to actually respond. Step 2. Crush or roughly chop 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic and place them in your liter of water. Let this sit for 24 hours at room temperature, covered, out of direct sunlight. This gives the water time to draw out the sulfur compounds from the garlic without needing to boil it, which can actually reduce its effectiveness. After 24 hours, strain out the garlic pieces so you're left with a clear, lightly scented liquid. Step 3. Once your solution is ready, soak the orchid roots in it for about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't leave it longer than that. This is a supportive soak, not a fertilizer bath, and over-soaking can stress the roots further. If you're treating an orchid that's still potted, you can pour the solution slowly around the base instead, letting it drain through completely. Important mistake to avoid. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. They think if a little garlic solution helps, a stronger mix will help faster. It won't. Undiluted or overly concentrated garlic solution can actually burn root tissue and damage the plant's crown, which is the worst possible outcome. Always stick to the diluted ratio. Never apply it directly to the crown of the plant where the leaves meet, and never use this treatment more than once a week. This is a supportive step, not a replacement for proper watering, light, and airflow. What to expect? Results with orchids are never instant, and anyone who tells you otherwise isn't being honest with you. Under the right conditions, enough indirect light, proper humidity, and good airflow around the roots, you may start to notice small green root tips emerging within 2 to 4 weeks. A new flower spike, if one is coming, often takes longer, sometimes 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the season and the health of the plant going in. Results can vary quite a bit from one orchid to another, so patience is part of the process here. 3 extra orchid tips. Tip 1. Watering the right way. Orchids don't like sitting in water. Water thoroughly, then let the roots dry out almost completely before watering again. A finger test or a clear pot to check root color works well for this. Tip 2. Light placement matters more than people think. An east-facing window with bright, indirect light is usually ideal. Too much direct sun scorches the leaves. Too little light means no blooms, even with healthy roots. Tip 3. Airflow around the roots. Orchid roots need to breathe. A slotted pot or a chunky bark-based medium keeps air moving around the roots and helps prevent the root rot that started this whole problem in the first place. Final result. When you combine a cleaned-up root system, a properly diluted garlic soak used sparingly, and the right growing conditions, you're giving your orchid the best chance to recover. It won't happen overnight, and it isn't magic. It's a small, natural boost layered on top of good basic care. But for a lot of stalled-out orchids, that combination is exactly what gets new roots moving and eventually leads to a fresh flower spike. If this orchid tip helped you out, go ahead and subscribe for more simple, natural plant care methods. Drop a comment and let me know what your orchid is struggling with right now. I read every one, and it might be the next video topic.